Imagine just for a second a single simple act, something you could do that boosts your health, lifts your mood, actually makes your relationship stronger, and, get this, even makes your workplace way more productive. I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? But the science, everything from neuroscience to psychology, it's showing this isn't just real, it's really, really powerful. Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole heap of information, cut through all the noise, and pull out the absolute nuggets of knowledge for you. Today, we are diving deep into the role of appreciation, show you value each other every single day. So our mission here is to unpack the fascinating science behind appreciation and gratitude. We want to show you the surprising benefits, personal life, work life, and give you some practical, genuinely evidence-backed ways to, actually do this every day. We've looked at insights from health pros, relationship experts, scientific researchers, all to give you a solid but quick understanding of this really vital human quality. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do that, because it really is so much more than just, a polite thank you, right? When researchers, people like Robert Emmons, Michael McCullough, when they really dig into defining gratitude, they often talk about it as this two-step cognitive thing. First step, you recognize you got something positive, some good outcome. And second, you see that it came from somewhere outside yourself, maybe another person, maybe just fate or nature, or for some people, a higher power. Historically, thinkers like Cicero called it the greatest virtue. They saw it as the social glue that holds relationships and even society together.
So it's not just a passing feeling then. It sounds like it runs deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely. It shows up in different ways. You can think of it like an effective trait that's sort of your general baseline, how grateful you tend to be as a person. Then there's gratitude as a mood, those daily ups and downs, like waking up and just feeling thankful for the sunshine, that kind of thing. And then gratitude as an emotion, that quick feeling you get right after someone gives you a gift or does you a favor. Now, the exact scientific line between gratitude and appreciation, well, that's still debated a bit, but they're definitely linked. Maybe think of appreciation as the wider angle lens, acknowledging the overall value of something or someone. Gratitude is maybe more the zoom lens, that's specific thankfulness for what you received. But honestly, both point towards this incredibly positive force.
Right. Okay. I hadn't quite framed it like that before. Appreciation is the wide view, gratitude is the close-up. Makes sense. So where does this capacity even come from? Is it ancient? Something we learned?
Oh, it definitely has ancient roots. The evidence points towards evolutionary origins, something called reciprocal altruism. Think about how some animals operate. You see it in fish, birds, even vampire bats, believe it or not. They help others who aren't related to them, sometimes even when it costs them something. Why? Because there's this sort of instinct that the favor might get returned down the line.
Well, and I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of thing, but built in.
Exactly. For humans, gratitude probably evolved as this, like social technology. It helped us turn strangers or acquaintances into really strong, reliable relationships. Researchers call it the find, remind, and bind function. It helps us find good partners, reminds us why our current connections are valuable, and then binds us together through this mutual appreciation. It's almost like nature's social contract.
Wow. So it's literally part of our biology, and not just a nice idea we came up with, but fundamental for us getting along and surviving together.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it looks like it. And neuroimaging studies, they give us some really cool glimpses. When people actually express gratitude, specific brain areas light up. Places like the parietal cortex, the prefrontal cortex. And these are just random spots. They're involved in complex social thinking, figuring out how our actions impact others, making decisions. What's really striking is that even simple gratitude exercises, like keeping a journal for a bit, can lead to measurable, lasting changes in these brain networks months later.
No way. So practicing gratitude could actually, rewire your brain.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
It might make your brain more tuned in to positive social stuff, more likely to seek connection. And then there's the genetic side, too. We're starting to see links with certain genes, like the CD38 gene, which is connected to oxytocin, love hormone, and the COMT gene linked to dopamine. These genetic differences might influence how easily we feel gratitude. It just hints at how deep this runs.
That is incredible. That it can literally change your brain structure.
So how does this develop in us? Are we born grateful, or is it all about how we're raised? It's that classic mix, right? Nature, nurture. It definitely develops as we grow. You see it in kids. Younger children often show what's called concrete gratitude. They feel like they need to give something back, like physically, drawing a picture for a gift, that sort of thing. But as they get older, they shift more towards verbal gratitude, just saying thank you becomes enough. And parents, huge influence, whether it's explicitly encouraging thanks or maybe even more powerfully, setting up situations like volunteering or sharing where kids naturally feel and learn gratitude. The potential is there, but the environment really shapes how it grows.
Oh, okay, that gives us a really solid foundation, understanding the roots, the biology, how it develops. Now let's bring it closer to home. How does this actually play out for us individually? What does appreciation really do for our well-being?
Yeah, the impact on the individual is, well, it's profound, and it touches areas you might not expect. Let's start with physical health. Research keeps showing that more grateful people tend to report just feeling healthier overall. And it's not just feeling they often do healthier things, and interestingly, they're more likely to actually go get help if they have a health concern.
Huh. So it's not just about feeling good, it leads to better health behaviors too.
Exactly. And it seems particularly good for the heart. Studies link gratitude to better heart rate variability. That's a good sign of heart health. Less inflammation in cardiac patients, even improved blood vessel function. Plus, if you're struggling with sleep, more grateful folks tend to sleep longer and wake up feeling more rested. There's even evidence suggesting it could help prevent chronic illness. Stronger gratitude has been linked to lower HbA1c levels. That's a key marker for blood sugar control. Better control means better long-term health.
Wow, okay, so if you're looking for a simple, pretty much free health boost, gratitude seems like a serious contender. You mentioned journaling earlier. Does that stuff really work?
It really seems to. Even really short, simple practices, like just jotting down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for once a week, have been shown to boost exercise habits and lower reports of physical symptoms. It's such a low-cost, high-return kind of thing. Minimal effort, potentially significant benefits for your body.
Okay, physical health is covered. What about mentally? Can it really shift our whole perspective?
Oh, absolutely. The psychological benefits are huge, and they go way beyond just feeling happier in the moment. Yes, gratitude is strongly linked to higher life satisfaction, more optimism, a better mood overall. But here's where it gets really interesting. It seems to act like a shield. A shield against materialism, against burnout. You see this protective effect even in really demanding jobs, like teaching or mental health work. And perhaps most profoundly, its role in resilience. After something traumatic happens, grateful individuals often show less severe PTSD symptoms.
Less PTSD, that's significant.
It is. And sometimes they even experience what's called post-traumatic growth, finding new meaning, new appreciation for life because of the difficult experience. We've seen this with, say, breast cancer survivors finding unexpected joy and growth. It can also help ease symptoms of depression and anxiety, possibly even reduce suicidal thoughts, although, like any intervention, results can vary.
So it's not just about enhancing the good times, but actually helping us navigate and maybe even grow from the really tough stuff. That's powerful.
It really is. And the positive ripples keep going. Research suggests gratitude is tangled up with other virtues. It can help you cultivate more patience, more humility, even wisdom. And this isn't just for adults. For younger people, teenagers, college students, being more grateful is linked to more interest in school, doing better academically, having healthier relationships, and feeling a stronger sense of purpose. It's like a foundation for thriving.
It really sounds like it. It seems like this could impact way more than just ourselves. So what about our relationships, our work lives? Does appreciation ripple outwards too?
Oh, definitely. And in really practical ways. Let's talk about relationships first. Think about appreciation as a love language, specifically acts of service. This idea comes from Dr. Gary Chapman. It's not always about big, flashy gestures. It's more about showing love through, well, intentional, practical actions that make your partner's life genuinely easier.
Yeah.
Often without even being asked, it means you really have to get what they need, what burdens them.
Right. So it's the classic actions speak louder than words idea, but focused on helping.
Exactly. Those tangible things, maybe taking over a chore they hate, making them a healthy meal when they're stressed, proactively booking that appointment. They keep forgetting, they scream, "I care." It builds this sense of reliability, deep trust. And this isn't just for people living together. In long-distance relationships, it could be ordering groceries online for them or really carefully planning meaningful activities when you do get to visit. And often, the most powerful stuff combines acts of service with, say, words of affirmation or quality time, like cooking their favorite meal with them after a tough day and telling them how much you appreciate them. But the flip side is important too. If this is your partner's main way of feeling loved, refusing to help or flaking out can feel like a major rejection.
That makes total sense. Okay, so relationship glue. What about the workplace? That can be a pretty stressful place. Can appreciation make a real dent there?
A huge dent. Appreciation has been shown to significantly reduce presenteeism. You know, that thing where people drag themselves into work even when they're sick or totally stressed out, and they end up being way less productive.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling. Staring blankly at the screen.
Right. Well, when employees feel genuinely appreciated, it seems to build up their inner resources, helps buffer that stress. And here's something really interesting. Studies suggest that feeling appreciated by the overall work environment, the general culture, can sometimes be even more beneficial than just getting praise from your direct boss.
Really? So it's about the whole vibe, not just your manager saying, good job.
Exactly. It fosters higher job satisfaction, better performance. They've seen this boost productivity in places like call centers, and it makes people more likely to engage in pro-social behavior. You know, helping out colleagues, volunteering for things, going the extra mile. There are great real-world examples, like fundraisers who got specific gratitude expressed by their director. They ended up making way more calls to donors. Teachers who regularly practiced gratitude felt less emotionally drained, more accomplished. Even healthcare workers journaling about work gratitude showed less depression and stress. It really can create a much healthier, more positive work culture.
Okay, this is incredibly compelling. So for everyone listening who's thinking, right, I want some of this, how do we actually start? What are the practical, actionable ways to bring more appreciation into our daily lives?
Okay, let's get practical. One of the most common and effective is gratitude journaling, sometimes called counting blessings. Super simple. Just write down, say, 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. You can do it daily or maybe just weekly. And interestingly, some research hints that doing it weekly might actually be better than daily for some people. It stops it from feeling like just another task on the to-do list, helps prevent you from getting sort of numb to the benefits.
Right. So it doesn't become routine and lose its impact. That's a really useful tip. Keep it fresh.
Exactly. Keep it meaningful. Another good one is 3 good things. Similar idea, but you list 3 things that went well that day. And this is key. You identify why they happened, what caused them. That helps you really connect the positive outcome to its source. Then there's something called mental subtraction, sometimes called the George Bailey effect, you know, from the movie It's a Wonderful Life.
Right, where he sees what life would be like if he'd never existed.
Precisely. You actively imagine your life without a specific positive thing or person in it. It can really jolt you into appreciating things you might normally take for granted. It fights off that complacency.
Ooh, that sounds intense, but potentially really powerful. What else can we do?
Gratitude letters and visits can be incredibly impactful. This involves writing a really heartfelt letter to someone you feel you've never properly thanked. And it's often even more powerful if you can actually read it to them in person. It's such a direct, meaningful expression, leaves a real mark, usually on both people. But it doesn't have to be grand gestures. You could just weave gratitude into your day. Like on your commute, think of one thing you're grateful for. Put a sticky note reminder on your desk or bathroom mirror. Use your phone lock screen. And one last interesting one. Experiential consumption. Basically, try spending money more on experiences going to a concert, having a nice meal out rather than just buying more stuff. Experiences tend to make us feel more grateful, and the positive feelings often last longer than the buzz from a new gadget.
Those are fantastic, really concrete strategies. Thanks. But knowing how things work, it can't all be positive, can it? Are there, downsides or complexities? Maybe a dark side to gratitude we should know about?
That's a really important question. It adds necessary depth, absolutely. Because while gratitude is overwhelmingly positive, there are nuances, and yes, even situations where it can be problematic. For starters, certain personality traits can get in the way. Things like strong envy, deep-seated materialism, narcissism, or just being very cynical. These can act as real barriers to actually feeling grateful. If your focus is always on what you don't have or only on yourself, or if you're always looking for the catch, it's just harder to appreciate the good.
Makes sense. Hard to feel thankful if you're constantly comparing or feel like the world owes you something.
Exactly. And then sometimes the feeling of obligation around gratitude can be really burdensome. Imagine relying on someone for essential support, but feeling forced to express gratitude constantly, maybe even when it doesn't feel genuine, or worse, if the situation itself feels unfair or controlling. That kind of forced gratitude can actually breed resentment, shame, frustration. There's even research suggesting, sadly, that an inappropriate sense of gratitude might sometimes motivate people to stay in harmful or abusive relationships, feeling indebted or trying harder to earn the good moments, even when the overall situation is damaging.
Wow, okay. So context is everything. Gratitude isn't always the right or healthy response if the situation itself is wrong.
Precisely. In situations of genuine harm or injustice, maybe a lack of gratitude or even anger is the more ethical or appropriate response. Pushing for gratitude in those cases could just mask or minimize real problems. So, true, healthy appreciation, it really needs to be sincere. It needs to be freely given. And culturally, too, things vary. While that core feeling might be universal, how gratitude is shown, how it's understood, that can differ a lot. Like some studies found American men reported less gratitude than German men, for instance. And in some cultures, expressing too much gratitude might feel awkward, like you're creating a debt that can't be repaid. So yeah, it's potent, but also complex and really shaped by context.
This whole deep dive has really hammered home that appreciation, gratitude, it's way more than just being polite, isn't it? It seems like this fundamental human thing baked into our biology, our evolution. It acts as this amazing catalyst for our own well-being, physically and mentally, for building stronger relationships, even for making our workplaces better places to be. It feels like by choosing to focus on it, to cultivate it, you're really building up your inner strength, strengthening your bonds, and just creating a more positive world around you.
Absolutely. It's a relatively small shift in focus, but the ripple effects can be just enormous. A small investment for potentially huge returns in quality of life.
So we really encourage you, everyone listening, just pick one thing, one practical strategy we talked about today. Maybe start that simple journal. Try the 3 good things tonight, or commit to one deliberate act of service for someone you care about this week. Just try it. See what happens. Experience that power for yourself. And maybe, as you go about your day to day, just consider this. How might one small, intentional act of appreciation, genuinely felt, freely given, create an unexpected ripple of positivity? One that could transform not just your own experience, but maybe the lives of those around you in ways you can't even predict.
It really is a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
Join us next time on The Deep Dive, where we'll keep digging into complex topics and bringing you the knowledge you need fast.